What's going on, y'all? Back again. Okay, so this one is about Aksamak Tazawa and the whole situation to clear the air about him, Kelly Barker, and just the whole situation, Jakeem, all of that. It was a small little moment of my life, but Aksamak Tazawa is also named Shaweli Thomas. He was a bail bondsman when I met him. I was in Allentown, Pennsylvania, homeless, but I had ended up finding his videos on YouTube teaching the commandments. And I reached out to him, and he said it was okay to come through, and he would teach me, and I did so. I came forward. I caught the Greyhound from Allentown, Pennsylvania, all the way to Wilmington, North Carolina. He picked me up. He was real kind, friendly. He was real brotherly and things like that. But ahead of time, regardless of differences that we might on views and how we see things scripturally or whatever, I don't have a hatred towards him at all. Regardless of what small little views we have different of each other, I don't have an envy or an enmity towards him at all. He was there for me when I really needed him, to teach me the ways of the Most High, and also in different areas he was there for me. So I'm highly grateful and appreciative. So just ahead of time, don't get into anything twisted. Even when I post certain things, it's personal, but it's also general. It's something that I'm saying to him. About, it's like I'm saying something, I'm warning him at the same time. It's not just a personal feeling and emotion that I have. As far as I go, if there's anything that I feel about him, it's something that I feel as though I can overlook. There's nothing that's going to land him in hell or nothing like that. Nothing crazy like that. But it's just, letting them know certain things. I was trying to tell him certain things sometimes. That's how it is. Trying to communicate with him in a special way. But it's just funny. It's a funny special way. So it's crazy, man. Anyway, just had to let you know ahead of time that no, there's no ill will. We did have a small falling out because of a difference of view. At the time, I was not in the position to defend myself properly. So, I still stood on my view, and because I still stood on my view, we parted ways. I don't think it was that serious, but I definitely know it's not that serious, but that's also what I'm trying to say in a way that the video that I gave him, if what he did, or whatever the case, he felt as though what he did to me was that serious of a matter to do or cast me away like that, I was just showing the video like, then this is how serious that would be, right? Trying to compare the two situations. All right, so it's a personal situation. So I'm really not trying. I'm stuttering because I really don't want to give all the information. I'm giving you a little bit to help you understand our relationship or whatever the case, our brotherly relationship. Kanakia, we was extremely close when we first met in the assembly. We were extremely close. He's his reader, but he's like more closely connected and tied with me as brotherly, like Jonathan and Melik Dawad or something like that. We hoop together, so he know I can play basketball, but when we just fooling around, it looked like I can't play basketball. When it's game time to get serious, I come out of nowhere. So he know my personality, my character, and things like that. And we both are well versed in the scriptures and stuff like that. So I'm close to Kanakia and also Samak. But a moment happened, I think it was 2010 still. We were at the assembly, and Kelly Barber came in. She was like a new girl that came in. She had on this red dress, and it was like real voluptuous looking, real spicy looking. She comes in looking like the best thing ever you've seen. And everybody just kind of stopped and froze. And so nobody, it tensed up the room, her coming in. Whatever the case, her and Samak, they get together. She was on her way to fame, stardom. She was auditioning and rehearsing for a TV show that she was hoping was going to get aired in Wilmington, North Carolina, but it never followed through because Samak Tazawa, when they were married to each other or they were together, he suggested that she should not do that. So she canceled her dream of being on this TV show. It was like a Christian TV show. She canceled her dream of being on the TV show to follow the lead of her husband, you know. I stayed with Aksamak before he was with Kelly. I had left because of a job offer in Baltimore, but I didn't get the job, so I ended up coming back. So he did the little, you know, the 3-month, 6-month trial thing he always do, you know. If you go away and come back, you got 6 months for me to trial and never you again, you know. But being a rabbi, I kind of feel like that's nonsense, because if I'm already in the Torah and you're trying to give me 6 months to check my character, and I'm already in the character of the Most High being a rabbi, I kind of look at it like it's pointless. If anything, it would be just like gathering background information because he's a ex-bail bondsman. So I could look at it like that and be like, okay, I can accept it from that viewpoint, but I can't accept it from the viewpoint of, you know, I'm trying to make sure you're still a brother to me and stuff. I can't look at it like that. So understandable. He, you know, trying to protect everybody that he loved and everything like that. So I can see it that way. Also being ex-military. I was in the military before I met Aksamak, so I already know order and things like that, and structure. I had a couple moments where I had a hard time dealing with certain teachings, and I was afraid of being led the wrong way, so I was like real forward about voicing my opinion about things. And so I would say that was one thing that you know, grinded his gears. You know, sometimes where I would like question certain things, I wasn't really in the mindset I was supposed to be in, like a Hebrew. So that's some things ahead of time. So let's go into it, and I'll just, you know, finish the story or finish it up, polish it up as I'm going. But this is about the specific moment what I was with when I was staying with Aksamak Tazawa, and he ended up being with Kelly. So at first, he let me stay in the assembly in the, you know, where we hold Shabbat at. I was staying there, and then I got a job at, I think it was Hardee's or Carl's Jr., something like that. I got a job at by the University of North Carolina, Wilmington. Yeah, UNCW, University of North Carolina, Wilmington. I worked at the fast food spot right next to there. And I would walk 2 hours to work and walk 2 hours back. But, you know, I wasn't making enough money. They was cutting my paycheck and stuff. Like, they wasn't giving me all the money that they supposed to give me on my paycheck and stuff like that. So it was getting crazy, you know. It was like one of those, you know, plantation type states where black people still are subjected to the feelings and emotions and activities of slavery and things like that on a heavier level than other states. So you can kind of come across prejudice real easy. You can see rebel flags and stuff everywhere. You can walk around, they can try to get you and stuff. Same as Georgia, which is how the Gold Spot shooting happened. Same prejudice, you know, slave, whatever, man, rebel flag activity. So when he trusted me enough to stay in this spot, I understood that he had a daughter, and I was always understanding where he was coming from, whatever decisions he was making. Even if I didn't understand right away, I eventually understood. It's just like you lack information, or whatever the case. And trust is a two-way street, so it's just like, yeah, I'm also like trusting you, trying to be here, you know, and he's trusting me, trying to accept me. So we was struggling with that a little bit, but then we started to, you know, soften up towards each other. And things started to flow and be smooth, you know, with the teachings and things. He taught me the alphabet of the alphabet, the Hebrew alphabet, the Abadi alphabet, and I took off from there. He saw that I gravitated towards it so hard, and I cleaved into it to where I committed it to memory within a week. And by the time when he first showed me the characters, and then by the time next Shabbat came, you know, it showed that the Most High was with me to where I committed it to memory, and I can even write them by memory, you know, without help. So he was like, dang, you caught on to that quick. So he realized that the Most High was with me, and it moved him even more to want to teach me. And but like I said, I was still Christian minded, so I had a lot of irritable moments, you know, where I irritated him and stuff, trying to like questioning things, not really questioning him, but questioning things he was saying because my mind wasn't in the right mind space. I was not looking at it from a Hebrew viewpoint, but looking at it from a Christian viewpoint or American viewpoint. So yeah, he's been in it since '98. You know, in the faith and the Torah since '98. You know, I've been in it since 2009. So, so anyway, back to Kelly. So Kelly meets with they ended up talking and getting together and things like that, and then Kelly moves in. And when Kelly moves in, I'm already there, right? I'm staying in Jakeem's room. Jakeem is his his baby mother's it's his ex, but it's his baby mother too. So it's her son, not his son, but they have a daughter together. So Jakeem is in one room, and I was staying in the one room with Jakeem because it was a bunk bed, and I was also, you know, learning and doing like schooling lessons and stuff. So it was like going to school, going to college or something like that. So I stayed there, and then it's Zamiria and Zaria. Don't want to get the two names twisted because it's two Z names. You know, Zamiria is Aksamat Tazawa's daughter, and then Zaria is Kelly's daughter. Okay, so the household was, in my opinion, very good as far as like character wise. Like nobody was crossing lines, nobody was out of pocket or out of character. You know, Aksamat was very busy and stuff like that most of the time, and I was always trying to find a job. And when Kelly was like there, she was trying to go to college online. She was taking online courses or whatever at a university and stuff. And then I ended up taking the TEFL course, out of our TEFL course. It was UK. What Aksamak didn't know is that I worked for the Queen when I was in the military, and I always stayed. In order for me to stay working for the Queen, I had to leave the military. So that was some kind of top secret type stuff, Pentagon type stuff that I was talking about, but was not allowed to say. So whatever the case, I ended up doing a TEFL course, and it was out of I, but it was from the UK. So to me, that was a message, which is why I was stuck to it. Like, oh, that's a message. Out of on Google or whatever, out of all search engine situations, I see out of I TEFL, which is a UK. So I understood from my military days in 04 what was going on. Okay, I'm being called, but I didn't tell him that. But I stuck with it, and he was kind of trying to figure out why I was like so into it and like thinking about traveling abroad and things like that. You know, it's because I wanted to be there and be at the assembly and stuff, at the Sabbath day and stuff like that. And I wanted to stay in North Carolina, Wilmington, and just live there so I can always have an assembly to go to. Because eventually I was thinking getting a job, get my own apartment, and then I can continue to go back and forth to the assembly. And it'd be no problem. I'll just be staying in North Carolina, Wilmington. But, and then I also went to I've been to like 2 poetry jams. You know, I was like 5th place in one poetry slam. Then I was 3rd place in another poetry slam, but I was supposed to get 1st. But I overdid the time. Like my bars, it was too long. I did it too long. So because I was too long, they time. And then I was like, I'm gonna finish it out. But it was like, because you went over time, you get 3rd place, and I didn't get the prize money. So yeah, I was been to some poetry slams, so the people knew me in the community and stuff like that is what I'm trying to say, or get at. The college, the University of North Carolina, Wilmington, the people knew me there because I was the poetry thing. So I was known in the city, known in the state, you know, because a lot of poets from all over North Carolina would come to the poetry slams in Wilmington. So it's not just Wilmington, you know, Wilmington, Raleigh, Greensboro, this, that, and the third. So whatever the case, when Zaria came in, I was more of a stickler on being clean. But whatever Kelly and Aksamat was going through, they had like a small little clash or contention. But I didn't want to get in between that because that's between husband and wife, right? But it got to the point where Kelly didn't want to do anything. She was really irritable. She like got to the point where she didn't want to, you know, be there anymore. She didn't want to do anything. So I started doing everything, like cooking, cleaning, and stuff like that. Now I'm not knocking Kelly for that. She was feeling how she was feeling for a reason, you know. But because she was feeling those emotions, I just covered the other stuff, like I said, cooking and cleaning. When it came to Zaria was a little girl, man. I think she was like about 9 or 10 or something like that. She was the same, like around the same age as Jakeem. I think they was like 9, 10 in elementary school. And they went to the same elementary school, caught the same bus and stuff like that. I would had to like unlock the door for them when they getting off the bus and making sure they're not fighting or fussing. You know, Jakeem and Zaria would fuss a lot. They started fussing a lot coming home from school off the school bus, and I'll be like, you know, y'all stop fussing, man. What y'all fussing about? Jakeem, man, she this, that, and the third, and nah. And Zaria is like, no, man, nah, because Jakeem this, that, and the third. I'm like, you know, y'all stop, just calm down, nah. Jakeem, go to your room, man, stop playing, So I'll be trying to, while Oxamak is out there doing his bail bond work, and Kelly be, you know, she be doing what she doing, I be trying to like kind of like the butler type of situation. But I didn't mind because I was learning at the same time. So it's like room and board, but I got a job while I'm staying here going to school. That's how I looked at it. So I was like, y'all hungry? Y'all good? So I would cook all the time for Zaria and Jakeem. But Zamaria, Oxamak would always make sure he go out and like have some food ready for her. So he would pick her up from his baby mother house, and he would always have food ready for her, like McDonald's, this, Church's chicken, whatever the case, she would always eat. You know, so it was, I never had to really fix anything for Zamaria. But Zaria and Jakeem, I cooked for them all the time. Kept the house clean all the time, vacuum clean, kept things straight. Jakeem washes clothes, washes sheets and blankets, you know. Same thing with Zaria. Like, Zaria, I know you want to play the Wii. Like, Zaria her and Zamaria, they love the Wii, but she didn't really want to play it that much or be in the room that much because it was like not clean. So I'm like, you know what, I got it. Zaria, I got it. Y'all go ahead, hang out in the other room, or y'all go in the living room somewhere. I'm gonna clean the room up. So I cleaned Zamaria's whole room because she didn't know. She's a little girl, you know. But she had a bunk bed in her room, so whatever the case. So I'm like showing Zaria, like, this is how, like, after I cleaned it, I showed Zaria where things were, this, that, and the third, and try to keep it as neat as you can, or whatever the case, and try to keep it frequently vacuumed and stuff like that. So once the room was like really, really clean, they play on the Wii, like, oh, I want to play the Wii, because the Wii is there, I got the game straight, everything's straight now, so they up there playing the Wii, and I'm like happy, like, okay, they good. Zamaria and Zaria, they good, they playing, the room clean, So Kelly come and look like, damn, it's clean as shit in here. You know, she just looking like, damn. So it helped them, you know. So it was a clean room, a clean atmosphere, a clean feeling. You get to play the Wii. So then the same with Jakeem, I would clean the room up, get his clothes straight, this, that. Like, just don't throw your stuff on the floor, put it in there. So I tried to put a little structure to it. And I would play the Xbox. I was playing, that's the first time I played Mass Effect, or whatever the case. The first encounter I actually had with a blue person in my life was in the metaphysical, was at Oxamak spot when I was playing Mass Effect. That's how I know, you know, True Thompson before she was born. First encounter I ever had with True Thompson before she was born was in 2000, between 2010 2013. Whatever the case, off the metaphysical stuff, what Zaria need to know is the elbow kiss. Okay, so the elbow kiss, you know, I'm not going to do it in the camera because it's exclusive, you know. It's my fault that I kind of made it no longer exclusive, because when I went to the Philippines, I met another young girl that reminded me of Zaria. Her name was Machine, and she always stayed at her grandmother's house. She slept with her grandmother in the bed, in the same bed as her grandmother. So she reminded me of Zaria. Now, the elbow kiss means I got your back. It's like a real genuine brotherly love. Like, you're young, but I see potential in you. I know that you have it in you to find a good man in your life, but the elbow kiss means I got your back. You know, when you go out there, you get married one day, you find a guy for yourself, you can always call on me. That's what the elbow kiss means. It's like a real brotherly love. You know, you just take your elbow and tap, both our elbows tap each other. Okay, so my elbow and her elbow would tap each other, saying, you know, it's the elbow kiss. You know, it's a brotherly love thing to say that I got you. So I'm thinking, in my mind, I'm thinking like Zaria and Jakeem would one day come together. Same story of 2 Samuel, right? Same story with Amnon and Tamar. And, you know, whatever the case, same story. And they could have married each other because they were step siblings. But, you know, Amnon ended up, once he got the pussy, he didn't like it anymore. So he threw it away. So whatever the case, that's how I was looking at Zaria and Jakeem, because they were in the same grade, I believe, and they was always together. They fussed a lot. They was like a married couple already, fussing and stuff. So I'm like, y'all calm down. So I'm looking at it from the outside, looking in. So let her know I got your back. Jakeem letting them know I got your back too. So I was always there for him, cooking and cleaning and stuff like that. So Jakeem knew that I cared about him a lot. You know, I'm pretty sure he told his mom and stuff like that, and it could have stirred some stuff up wrongfully, but he knew I was there for him. Zaria knew I was there for her. Zamaria knew I was there for her too. They knew I was just like, I'm Naquan. Like Naquan's like the brother of Samak, because that's what it was like. I was like Samak's brother. That's what it started. The energy started to become a real brother. Then I met Kanaka, you know, and then I was like, oh, that's his cousin. So then I'm like, man, it looked like it would have been. I didn't know Kanaka's situation, so I didn't think that like he needed a spot or something like that. I'm thinking like he good, you know, stuff like that. But maybe he might not have been good. You know, I don't know what the situation actually was. But we was cool and stuff like that. I ended up leaving because I didn't want Aksamak thinking things while I'm in the house, and then Kelly's in the house, and you know his family's in the house. You know, I didn't want him thinking anything negative, because that's not my character, that's not my energy. I'm known to never have anybody. That's all they know. Kelly, Zaria, Zamaria, Jakeem, all the assembly, Kanaka, all of them, all they know is that Naquan never, like, he doesn't have anybody. I don't think he'll ever have anybody. That's the energy that they have towards me. Like, I'll never be in a relationship. And they never saw me with somebody before. So it's like, dang, y'all, it's like I'm a virgin. So in their mind, I'm a virgin. I've never had sex before or nothing like that. Even Smiley, I cannot see Naquan being with somebody. And it's back at that same situation. Like, now, I'm with nobody, so that's what they used to seeing. Like, you not with anybody, you know? So whatever the case, I would say this because it's time to say it, because I posted the edit. I'm not gonna say the only thing, but the main thing that I know about Aksamak is that his hair, his locks, he's native. You know, he's mixed native and Hebrew. So natives keep their hair long. So I'm just like, yo, we know the Torah, though, we shouldn't keep our hair too long. And the Torah law, according to hair, is for men, is that it must be shoulder length. You know, if they start getting too long past the shoulder, getting down the back, you gotta, you know, maintenance it, meaning pull it, maintenance it, make sure it's, you know, done up, and then you trim it to the shoulder or whatever the case. So you just don't let it grow, which is why I said in Samson, a razor shall not come upon his head, meaning his head, don't cut his locks off, just keep them trimmed and neat and groomed up. So keep the maintenance, but don't cut him off, you know, because he's living the life of a Netzer. Was a Nazarite, he's in the Nazarite vow, or the Netzeri vow. So with Aksamak, he'll defend that and stuff like that. You know, he'd keep his hair long for whatever reason, blah, blah, blah. But everybody know that it shouldn't be that long. I know it shouldn't be that long. He knew it shouldn't be that long, but I don't know. That will be that one little doctrinal clash. But I don't make or break it like, oh, you know, you're not a brother no more because your hair too long. And I was trying to, like, you know, I was the same way, like, not making up a reason, but I don't believe that I should have my head uncovered. You know, when I'm praying, you know, talking about the Most High, reading scriptures, I believe my head should be covered. And I understood that, yes, it should, ever since I learned about having your tallit on when you must pray in the temple, or having the tallit on when you pray. That is having your head covered. So in some kind of way, your head must be covered. In other ways, the scriptures say, you know, to help you understand that, you know, men must have their head covered, you know. And praying and prophesying, what does that really mean? So I had to understand it for myself first, and I did. But I didn't believe it was worth pushing me out of the assembly for. Like, his hair is extremely long. You know, I could say the same thing. You should step down because your hair too long and it's looking like a girl, looking real feminine. You know, and like that could be a petty thing. And I felt like me having my hat on is a petty thing as well, that I should not have had to leave for. But like I said, it could have been other reasons. Could have been trying to protect me. It could have been situations going on in the area. It could have been more reasons behind the scenes that he did that for. So, like I said, acknowledging that, understand secret and crazy things can happen behind the scenes. He could have did that to protect me, you know, not necessarily to make a big deal about it. But yeah, man, I just had to say that. But yeah, we both, Kelly and I, just felt as though that was a little bit too far. But it made me and Kelly think one time when they, you know, Oxmock is playing the game in the living room. He's playing the Xbox, and Kelly was like on her laptop doing the online school and stuff. And they were talking, and I'm like, you know, they getting real spicy, and I'm like, I'm about to go in the other room, you know, because they, you know, they really talking, and you know, it's personal, it's between them two. So I was about to get up, but before I got up, he did something. He flicked his hair, but it's not as long as it is now. But he flicked it. It was pretty long, and he flicked it like a girl. And I was like, what the fuck? You know, and then Kelly was like, what the fuck? We both looked at each other like, oh, I'm sorry. But I was like, oh, hell no, that's too far for me, man. So I goes in the back, and I'm like, man, I'm gonna just mind my business. But I'm feeling like I need to go, you know. At the same time, I feel like I need to go. At the same time, I'm like, I don't know, I'm gonna hang on. But I'm like, I might can get a job somewhere and I can get a spot. So I'll just hang on. So I'm not thinking he's thinking also to move me out the situation. But I was thinking that too. It shouldn't have been abruptly like that. It should have been like a warning or a sit down talk instead of just like, you gotta go. It shouldn't have been like that. It should have been a sit down talk. Like, you know, you've been here a little minute and I give you like about 2 more months or 3 more months or something. It should have been something like that. But it wasn't. It was just like an abrupt get out. So I ended up homeless in the streets of North Carolina, sleeping on the streets out, you know, in the rain. You know, then I was in the shelter. They threw me in the hospital from the shelter and crap like that because I had ended up having a schizophrenic episode, just being out in the streets, hungry, cold, stuff like that. And then they threw me out the shelter. Like, I don't know why. The guy took my passport and everything. It was some prejudice shit, some rebel flag shit going on. So I was like, okay, so that was a whole big setup. So I ended up in the hospital, and that was the first time I got SSI, 2013. Got SSI, and then I left and went to Baltimore, and I haven't been back to Wilmington since 2013. But it was it was just, I didn't want to leave, man. But at the same time, it was good because I stayed on the path that the Most High wanted me to go on, and ended up becoming a rabbi today. So if I did do something like visit Oxmock, you know, of course he wouldn't have me teaching because it's that fear of I might say something offensive, say something that could trigger him, say something out of pocket. It's that fear of what I might say. So he would not have me teach a lesson or anything. Because, of course, also him being my teacher, he could not see me in a position of being a teacher, really. You know, it's like you're still underneath me. In his eyes, I'm still underneath him. But that's not always the case that happened in history, you know. Sometimes you could be a Samuel, you know, a Shemuel. You learn, then you excel past somebody. Not because you're trying to, it's just the Most High uses you more than the other person. You know, you could be like Shlomo. You're 12 years old, you're the king. Once you get ordained as the king, you surpass everybody. The Most High deals with you more. So in that case, it's like with me and Samak. You know, the Most High deals with me more. So I kind of surpassed him. I'm not saying I know everything, you know, because we still add to each other. You know, the Most High does that on purpose so we can stay humble. But I surpassed him, you know, when it came to the work of protecting, covering, being a rabbi, you know, and not just teaching, covering people, soul saving and things like that. So, but we still add to each other because I'll listen to his services and stuff like that and still like, yeah, that was, yeah, you know, still feel the same way I used to feel. Oh, that was, you know, stuff like that. Or if Kanaka say something like, you know, I'm still that humble Nakwa, but I have a lot to say too. I just talk a lot, you know, but I have a lot to say too. If I actually teach a lesson, it would be straight to the point. If anything, if I came back, it would probably be Hebrew lessons I would want to teach. I would rather teach Hebrew, but also poetry. You know, that was my thing on Shabbat. I would always get up there and I would I would have a poem ready for every Shabbat, you know. And they loved that I would do a poem, and it was always good and clean. Like, we always got a poem for you, you know. The next time we could add some music, get some speakers, and put the instrument on, get a microphone, and just start spitting, and then had that on the Shabbat, things like that, you know. And then we always eat at the end of the Shabbat lesson. We eat, then we go back into studies, and then by the time the sunset, people can leave, stay, grab an extra plate, whatever the case. And that's Shabbat. Shabbat is always beautiful. I've never held a feast with them because by the time they started holding feasts, I was out of there or whatever. I wasn't in the loop anymore. But he started having a place where they can hold like Sukkot and the Feast of the Most High, you know. So I wish I could attend the feast too. So I miss that as well. You know, the dialogue with the brethren and stuff. It's just that where I am now as a rabbi, I would not see myself as being belittled, I guess, or say like you hang with the lower brothers and I'll hang with the brothers that's got more years, and understandable respecting that. But I would love my respect, and I guess it can look sour, I guess, like, oh, he's a self-proclaimed rabbi or something like that. People can kind of look at it wrong, not knowing actually the studies I've been through and they will probably look at me like, who he think he is. So that's one thing I'm afraid of, because there is like a little hierarchy with the brethren, like brethren that been in it like for a longer time. Like, you've been in it since 98. I've been in it since 2009. So the brothers they're more, I won't say more seasoned, but they've been in it longer. So they'll hang with the brothers that been in it longer with them, and they would like the brothers that's not as spiced up or seasoned up. They'll hang with the younger brothers. Understandable. I can see why that is that, because some of the brothers they don't be in the right mind space a lot of times, and there's a lot that they don't know, so they can say something out their mouth that's just crazy. So yeah, I get that too. Because one time we had visited somebody for Shabbat in another place in North Carolina, and the brothers that were like not in it that long, we had to sit at the table with the other people, and the brothers that were in it a long time, have been teaching for a long time, and street preaching and stuff like that. They was in their own area and stuff like that, and they was chopping it up and things like that. So I can get that, because then I can say something that could like something worthy of death, or something that could be extremely offensive according to the Torah and stuff like that, and not know how to defend myself. Or I could say something that somebody could disagree with or not see eye to eye on, and not know how to defend myself in the Torah, and so then I can get shut down, stuff like that. I understood it was order with our situation. I loved that too, that it was order. But my thing was, I was never trying to like keep up with somebody or be on somebody's level. I just was always trying to make sure, no matter what's being taught, it's the truth. That's all I was caring about. I don't care how long it take me to get to where I know what I need to know, all of the basics that I need to know, as long as what I'm learning is the absolute truth and there's no flakes in it. There's no feelings and emotions in it, and it moves a certain kind of way, according to the person's feelings. That's all I was concerned about. I'll take it back also. Now, to get into this part, Aksamak does owe me, all right, and he knows he owes me, and I'm not saying that I'm demanding or commanding or anything like that. I'm understanding that things happen, but it was something that he said to me. He promised to give me a wife, one, and the girl name was Sister Keisha. Yeah, Sister Kayla and Sister Keisha. Kayla was she was like around my age. She did my hair once. But she would come to the Shabbat at first. It was not many people, like 5 of us. It wasn't really that many of us. Brother Erwam and them. So it wasn't that many people. People that's there now is not there. People that's there now is not there before. So I came, Sister Kayla was there. She just came out of the Islam faith, and so she was like, I'm not going to, with the Islam thing anymore. I'm just going to do the Hebrew thing because it's more, I can tell that this is the truth actually, So she converted or reverted from Islam to the Hebrew culture. Whatever the case, then there was a elder sister that came. I forgot her name, but there was an elder sister that came. She was elderly, and she would always bring her granddaughter, I believe, named Sister Keisha. And Sister Keisha was like 14 at the time, and it got to the point where there was a promise to give Sister Keisha to me when she get old enough. And I said I could wait for her, it was like a little talk, I could wait for Sister Keisha. And Sister Keisha was like, I don't know, man. She was 14, but I know that they were waiting for me, and I'm waiting for her. And so it was like that, when I get to the point I can do stuff and take care of, get in a grown man position for real and get out of a student position, then I'll be ready to be a husband, And then I'm waiting for Sister Keisha at the same time. Well, she's young at the same time, so I got time to wait. The time came where Sister Keisha got older. She got 18 and stuff like that. she ended up having a boyfriend, and she just was out there and stuff like. Not saying out there, but she ended up having a boyfriend and stuff like that. And you know what comes with a boyfriend is you lost your virginity. So it was like, dang. So it was like looked at like Oxmout was like, dang, like he owed me, but I was like, man, whatever, let it go, whatever the case. And then it was a thing about Tutu. Oh, it's Tutu, but then Tutu was like, no, even though Tutu and I connected on a level, she was ahead of me in metaphysical matters, so I was not really fast as her. I was more still base-minded, just focused on the Torah, not based on just being fast and catty and stuff like that, or quick-witted. She was just about that. So it didn't work between me and Tutu, But it was like, man. So, like I said, I ended up leaving and stuff like that. Sister, oh my goodness, forgetting names, man. How I forget her name? Ima Audrey and sister, what's her name? Her eyes, she got a lazy eye, but she always would be there after a while. She came like later when Elder started coming, and I noticed her, and I had a liking towards her, but like I said, I was still not ready yet, so I never showed my interest. So I was still in the process of being a student, and then had to go from a student to grown man to learning, to getting a job and stuff like that. But one time we went on a trip, and we went to this aisle somewhere, and there was these people that owned the aisle. I forget all of the details, and we went on this aisle and stuff like that. And I talked to her, like on the side. I was talking to her face to face, and it was the first time I ever talked to her without anybody around. But they saw us talking, but nobody was next to us to be like, don't talk to her. I was talking to her and this, that, and the third. So it looked like I had an interest in her, which I did, but I just had to let her know, I'm interested in you, but I'm not ready yet, And so I'm waiting for her, at the same time waiting for her. But then it's like Nakwa is like gone. He's not in the assembly anymore, and it's like she never had a husband. She's still a virgin. I don't ever have anybody, even by myself and stuff like that. So it's like it would have been perfect that we'd have been together, So it's crazy, man. But in my mind, just in case. I've never thought about Zaria in that way, but Zaria is older now, so Zaria is not gonna be. She's not. It's like her mother showed a little. She had like a story feed, and I looked at the story feed, and I'm looking at Zaria, and I'm looking like, who is Zaria talking to? Like she's talking, but it don't look like she talks to anybody. She's just talking. But she's in the camera making facial expressions and stuff. But it's like that. I could tell that it's like that thing. Like, if she saw me again, she's not willing to humble herself to the fact that I'm older than her and she's younger than me. She's gonna not humble herself to that. She's gonna try to like open up and like try to force her way to be like talking to me and communicate with me. But like I said, Zaria and I, like I said, it was like a big brother for real. And all the memories that she had of me were all good memories, innocent, clean memories, But I always expected or suspected that Jakeem and Zaria would be together. I just wanted to be there for all of that stuff, and just be present, just to be the brother that's present, But like I said, all because my hair covering. But I wouldn't say all because my hair covering, but some stuff was going on, and Oxamat probably found a way out for me, and he used to me always wearing a hat on my head. I'm like, no, I don't think that we should take our hat off. I think we need to keep it on and da. So whatever the case, I would love to go back around to the assembly and stuff. I just kind of would like to talk personal and private first before going to the assembly, because I know myself, when hands raised and things like that, or things are said and stuff like that, I like to talk, or I like to say things, or whatever the case. It was at one point I did, me and Elder John, we were doing the Bible study for the children's every morning. And I got to the point where I would say things, and it kind of looked like I was trying to take over, but I can talk too much, and so I guess it can look disorderly. But if I'm moved to say something, I would say something. But maybe they were feeling like I'm doing too much, so they were trying to stop me, like, chill. I'm like, oh, you told me that. I'm like, no, Elder John is doing the teaching, and you're supposed to assist him. I'm like, oh, well, he can teach, but if I'm thinking like, if I had something to say, let me say it. But maybe in that mind, I wasn't ready enough, or it's not like I was gonna graduate and get a certificate that approves of me to be able to say something. When it was never gonna be that. It was just more like, just don't say something, because it felt some kind of way, tension and clashing over authority clashes and stuff like that. There's really no real person in charge, so there's a fight for authority. Sometimes when you seem to be talking too much, or you said something that was out of the way, or something they didn't hear before, or something that like taught them something, they'll look at you funny. And it could be like they could feel like what's the word I'm looking for? They can feel not offended, but they can feel challenged or something like that, or whatever the case. It just was a lot of emotions and energy going on. But out of everybody, Axamak did the best at keeping himself balanced, and as far as like feelings and emotions, and people saying certain things, or people having an opinion, or having 2 cents, or even if people popping shots and stuff, he do the best at staying balanced. Way better than me too, because I still have that issue sometimes. But with me, what I was able to capitalize on my weakness by actually knowing how to respond, so that instead of just like responding because I'm feeling some kind of way, instead of stay humble, I would respond in a way that would answer the question, or I figured out a way to capitalize on my weakness. So instead of just lash out and looking silly and looking immature, I actually answer the question, or I actually dissipate the situation. And there's no belittlement involved in the situation. Like, I didn't belittle the person. The person can get a better understanding and stay neutral. Like, okay, maybe it's just something I don't understand, or whatever the case. I figured out how to do good at neutralizing situations. And with that comes talking a lot. But talking a lot about people's feelings and emotions, talking a lot about the intricacies of how feelings and emotions work. That people get triggered about things, and then it lead to this, and it lead to that, and it lead to that. Then they say something because of this, but really wasn't because. So I start learning how to use the multitude of my words to actually get to the point of why people do what they do. So there's like, dang, instead of just give a little short word or something like that. So I learned how to capitalize on it. But if I'm teaching, like an official teaching, I got a dry erase board and I'm really just teaching, I just keep it short and sweet, because then you got to really study and keep to the point. There's no speculation involved. There's no, not too much speculation. It's just straight to the point teaching, and then you're done. But it took me a while to learn how to do that as well. But I learned how to do that as well. The more I knew, I learned how to just say less. But right now I'm just doing a little story talk, so I'm saying a lot. And a lot of times too, with my story talks, people be trying to judge me. So I say a whole lot because I know people are trying to put me under the gun. So I try to get as much details in there and much as the story as possible. But Zarya, no, I don't know Zarya. Like, I don't know her, in no intimate way. It's just the elbow kiss. And everybody wanted to know what the elbow kiss meant. It was just something I invented. Like a brother, like you let her know, like, yeah, I just cleaned your room up. Yeah, now you can play your weed. Oh, thank you so much, Laquan. Instead of giving me a hug or feel like you gonna give me a kiss, or you start feeling the intimate emotions, the elbow kiss, like your elbow kiss, or I'm going, elbow you, you're too young. Elbow kiss, or but now she's understand. I don't want to hear no elbow because you giving me the elbow, So she's getting older now, so that's what Kelly's trying to tell me. Zarya's getting older, and she's not trying to hear it. And I'm like, why? I couldn't even feel. It's like in my energy, I'm trying to look at her like, oh, little Zarya, but I couldn't feel little Zarya. Like every energy or emotion that I was trying to feel about little Zarya was like getting challenged. Like, no, I don't want to hear that little Zarya mess. I'm grown now. That's what I was feeling. But also, I was understanding like, well, Axamak did promise me Sister Keisha, and I waited very patiently. For Sister Keisha, and then Tutu, and then I waited patiently for them to feel like I was approved of to have a wife, because I would always complain about it, not having a wife. If I have a wife, I could be able to do my Torah-based duties more clean. I would have no perversion in me at all. It's just that one weakness I have which is being deprived of sacred marriage. And the duties of sacred marriage is that one thing that basically holds me back because the need of the flesh or whatever, you know, that need of intimacy, the need of a love of a woman, because also I need it even more. I was never raised by my mother, so not having a mother and things like that, the need of a woman's love and intimacy is like started to become like a problem. Like, yo, you just got an issue and stuff. No, I just, didn't know how to explain it. I just never had a mother, never was nurtured, never had a woman's love and things like that. So I'm dying for it. I'm thirsting for a woman's love. They're looking like, because Aksamak has his mother, and he had his mother and his father. So he kind of couldn't understand where I'm coming from, where I say, like, I don't know what it's like to be loved by my mother. It's something not hard for him. Him trying to imagine that would probably fuck his heart up, So when I say I need a wife, it can help him understand that not just intimacy and sex, but the need of a woman's embrace and love and companionship, and that sidekick type of energy is what I need, always needed since I was a little boy. Like I said, my mother abandoned me when I was 5, and there was a lot of loving obligation from family members. But when I got older, they pushed off the obligation. I just I'm out here now, But like I said, those promises, like a lot of Hebrew sisters I approached when I wasn't ready, and they were like, "You're not ready yet, you're not ready yet." And I always humbly respected their decision to not open up to me because I wasn't ready yet. I was still learning, And then when I became a Moray, I was like trying to reach out, but sisters were still feeling like I wasn't ready. It was like La'aja, Sister Aja. I think it's La'aja, and her father, is he work in law enforcement and stuff like that. And La'aja, when she was 18 years old, I confronted her, because when she was 18, I was about 24, 25. I was about 24, 25, and I'm like, that's kind of good. 24, 25, La'aja's 18 or whatever. And we talked online, and I was trying to get to know her. Then she was like, yeah, da 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 da. And then I did say one thing. I said, yeah, I do believe in polygyny. And she's like, oh no, I can't do polygyny. So you need to go find you somebody else. You gotta find you another sister. I can't do polygyny. I'm like, all right, well, okay. And I respected her decision not to deal with a man that believes that polygyny is okay. I just stuck to the Torah. The Most High said polygyny is okay, then yeah, polygyny is okay. I just stuck to the truth. Why would I betray what is okay? The Most High says is okay. But I never said that I was gonna be polygynous. I'm more like just staying neutral. Like, yeah, I believe in polygyny, but that don't mean I'm trying to be polygynous. But instead of just trying to explain that to her the way it came off, she was so strong about it, I just left it alone. And then she ended up becoming a nurse, I think, or something like that. She ended up becoming a nurse, and so I was seeing her like graduate school, become a nurse, and then she ended up marrying a Filipino. She ended up marrying a Filipino guy that was in like whatever, and then they had children and stuff. I'm like, man, I don't like Filipinos, man. I don't. Because I feel like you took my girl, La'aja. You took my girl, La'aja. I went to the Philippines. They gave me a wife, begging me to marry this girl. And then they took her from me. So you took La'aja from me. You took the woman, Jenny Rose, that I married. You took her from me. And I took that personal. Because I'm like, the fuck? I was going to take La'aja from me. She's my own race. My own Hebrew sister. You took her from me, a Filipino man. I'm in the Philippines. They give me a wife. Then they took her from me because they felt some kind of way. Then they just start fucking me up, doing this, car accidents, breaking my, trying to break my, robbing me, scamming me and shit like that. Like, I do not like Filipinos, yo. He just got this thing about him, yo. What the fuck is going on? So I was like, yo, I don't like him. Whatever the case. So I took it personal when it started getting fucked up and shit. Because I'm like, yo, I wanted La'aja. I wanted to be with La'aja, yo, because her whole family keep the Torah. Her father, her mother, her brother, sisters, they all keep the Torah. They hold the feast and all that. So I know that if I marry La'aja and I become a rabbi and things like that, and I can chill with her father and be like, yeah, da, 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 da. Yeah, I said what I say about polygyny, but you know what I'm saying? That's just because it's just true. Like, it didn't mean that I'm trying to look for a second wife and all that. But it's like, it's just crazy. So then it was that, but Elijah left me alone. Then I tried to talk to Bayadwa, you know, Bayadua, whatever, man. She changing her name up. Disrespectful. Just her name is Bayadwa. So Bayadwa, I tried to talk to her, but she was like, I've been in it for like 15 years. I'm too seasoned up for you and stuff. So I'm like, all right, okay, you too seasoned up. You've been in it extra longer than me. I'm not ready yet. So I respected the fact that I wasn't ready yet, and was like, all right, you right. You know, you got 2 daughters, 2 sons. You've been in the Torah way longer. You live in Massachusetts. I mean, we hit it off. You make clothes and stuff. I really like you. I love you. You looked out for me. I love Bayaba, man. But she was like, you ain't ready, Nakai. You ain't ready and stuff. I'm like, man, whatever. She's like, I know myself, because if you come and visit me, and she's just got this voice. It's just the way she talk. Her voice is just, she's beautiful in every way. Bayada was beautiful to me, man. She's like, I'm vegan. That's fine. You know what I'm saying? I'm leaning towards vegan anyway, because I understand that there was no death before. So they wasn't eating meat. You know, there was no need for sacrificing. So understanding all of that stuff, yeah, that's fine. But it's like, yo, you out here surviving. You ain't got much money. Food stamps and shit. So, fuck it. I'm going to go kosher. Just as long as it's kosher, as long as it's in a good diet, and whatever I'm eating, I just try to cover for somebody with the meat that I'm eating. So I just started understanding. But yeah, I was eating vegan for a time. I actually prefer vegan. Like when I was doing cable, all my food was vegan food. I was just trying to go vegetation and fruits. And whatever the case, I know people feel some kind of way about that. Like, why would you make a vegan burger? Like, I don't know. Why would you make a burger out of vegetables? I don't know. How could you make a burger out of meat? Like, because, like, I don't know. Just because the custom is to make burgers out of meat. You never thought that you could take vegetables and make a burger out of it. It's just was what we're familiar with. So we think that it's strange to make a burger out of vegetables instead of, you know, so it's just whatever, man. But I would eat vegan and stuff. I would eat tofu. I would eat ramen. And I would have, like, vegan nuggets, vegan stuff. I would just eat vegan all the time, you know, make vegetable burritos and stuff like that. But I did stuff like that. But anyway, off of that, I just make sure my diet is kosher at the end of the day. I'm losing lights. Let me hurry up. But yeah, I just wanted to say that, man. Bayado I wanted to talk to, but that's a different bracket. I never nothing ever happened. I just talked to him like towards marriage, starting at 2010. But Yadwa was there for me. She gave me $900 and something. I'm like, I'm like, why you give me $900 and stuff? She's like, no. I'm like, I'm gonna pay you back. When I had the money to pay her back, I'm begging to pay her back, and she's like, no, you don't gotta pay me back. You know, I'm begging, I'm gonna pay you back. I had the money. She would not take the money when I had it. She would just not take the money. You know, so I hope she don't try to hold that against me today. I'm like, I asked you, begging you to take the money back, you ain't want the money back. I didn't even want the money, but she looked out for me. That's another reason I love her and stuff, because she just like a brother in the Torah. I'm gonna look out for him. But when I try to, you know, return the love back, she didn't want to receive it, whatever the case. Now her daughters are growing up and stuff like that. They model her Hebrew garments and stuff like that. But like I said, it's still that thing. Oh, you still a rookie, you know, but whatever. Certain things I get from her, like I'll be learning from her stuff. Like I'll check her page sometimes and I'll get something or some information. She'll read the scriptures, or she's a perfect reader, man. Like I love the way she read. Like she'll read the scriptures and calm and soothe your whole swogie. Like your whole swogie be calm when she read the scriptures. But then she'll do something like, you know, it's the abari, it's not, like she be strict and stuff, like it's not this, it's that. So yeah, she's short-stringed with people. Like if she finds something out and it's true, she'll be short-stringed with somebody and not like be merciful. She'll be like, just cut you off because you ain't ready yet. Just get out my face, you a rookie still. That's how she be. Like when it was about the veganism, and then when it was about the language, it's not the Hebrew language, it's the Abari language, and this that. I'm like looking into it, but I'll be feeling some kind of way, like, but I'll be like, all right, she right, you know, because I'll be still like, I want to talk to you, I want to be with you. So I'll be a little bit spicy, like a little bit like bitter, But I be listening to her with the bitterness, like I'm gonna listen through the bitterness because I want to marry you for real, and you just be pushing me off, and I'm too rookie. But I'm gonna listen, so I now get the information. I humble myself. LaAsia, she just living her life, man. You know, with the Filipino guy, I'm mad about that still, man. This Filipino guy don't keep no Torah, nothing. You know, he like fuck out my face, man. You don't keep the Torah, nothing for real, yo. But you gonna marry LaAsia for real? Just fuck out of me, man. The Filipinos owe me a wife, took my wife from me, gave me a wife, then took her from me after begging me to marry her, then took her from me. And I'm still looking at the guy that married LaAsia, like the Filipino guy. Like, man, fuck out of here. You don't keep no Torah or nothing, man. You just got money. Fuck out my food. So anyway, I just be mad about that because I really wanted to marry LaAsia. So that, but yeah, Bayadwa, Asia Williams, she's in Trinidad. Asia Williams in Trinidad, but she's insecure, I guess, a little bit by the looks, and she was just kind of not feeling like I really liked her. But I'm like, man, I don't give a fuck. I'll come right out there and farm right with you. I don't give a fuck. You know, but maybe it was like, if you out, I don't know. Maybe she thought better. But she made garments. She made my garments one time. And I would like her to make my garments again because I don't know how to sew. And I can't, put the fringes and the blue boot on there. So I just be I get East Essence garments and just wear them like I'm a Muslim, but I'm not. So people keep thinking I'm a Muslim. But I would like Asia to make my garments because she make Lamayahu's garments also. But maybe somebody said some shit and made her, like, told her not to make garments for me no more because they look, you know how it is. Like I said, the brothers have this hierarchy thing. Like, I was in it longer than you, and I'm more seasoned up than you, so you don't deserve to be on my level type stuff. So she can't even make garments for you to be looking fresh. They shouldn't do that. Everybody should have fair garments. If you got the money, wear the garments. If you keep the Torah, wear the garments. Maybe you thinking, I don't really know this brother, so I don't trust him, and I don't think he really keep the commandments like that, so don't make no garments for him. Whole time I could really be a brother seasoned up in the Torah. You just don't know that because you ain't meet me type stuff, but you quick to say some shit. So she stopped making my garments because it was ended up she made two garments for me. The gray ones I wore to the Philippines and the black ones I had, and then I needed some more made because the garments ripped. My aunt's dog Sadie, I was playing with her and she ripped the sleeve, and then my garment started ripping and stuff like that. Also the salt from the water, the ocean was ripping my garments and stuff. So I had to, like, damn, I started using it for rags and stuff. But I asked her to make me more garments when I came back from the Philippines. Asked her to make me more garments. She was like, all right, I got you. And it went from, I waited for a whole year. I've been waiting for like about I'm gonna wait for a minute, yo. Let's say since 2013, 24, no, since 2017 or something like that. I've been waiting a long time for Asia Williams to make me at least one garment. Like, she like $80. Like, I got the money right now. What's up? All right. Waiting still. How you want it made? Can I get it like this with the bucket hat, with the cotton on the top, with the cotton ball on the top, and tip it to the, yeah. I'm up there thinking how I'm gonna be fresh. She like, I don't want to get you fresh. I don't know what she think. I'm just making stuff up because I'm a little bit bitter because she didn't want to talk to me either because she turned me down. Like, nah, I don't think so. She turned me down too because I'm a rookie. I'm not ready yet type stuff. Like, dang, all the sisters keep turning me down for real. And if it's not the sisters turning me down, the sisters that's not turning me down, they not ready yet. And I'd be like, nah, sis, you're not ready yet. And they just would not take no for an answer. I took no for an answer because I understood I don't want to get into something unequally yoked with somebody. I'm not on your level. I don't understand that you understand. And you're going to be dragging me along, knowing stuff more than I do. And I'm just still trying to catch up. I'm not sought forth the kingdom of heaven all the way yet. I'm not all the way there yet. And now I am. I can be. But Hebrew sisters are hard to find. They out here just surviving. They look like regular, everyday, women. They don't have garments on and stuff like that. Or they look provocative. They don't even look regular, like with just regular old modest clothes on. You got American clothes on, but you look modest still. Not even that. like a nice pair of loose jeans or a nice long shirt that cover your body and stuff. Something loose and cover the body and stuff. A little small hair wrap, a hat or something. Something that show that you modest still. You know, you're a Hebrew sister, you gonna do it right, even if you gotta wear American clothes. They be wearing leggings and stuff, so it's hard to tell if they Hebrew sisters that keep the Torah. So they not ready yet, so I can't marry them. And what, I'm supposed to like go and see you in assembly after I saw you with leggings on? You know? So it's hard to tell. And yes, there are special cases like Zaria with the super mini skirt on. I'm like, what the fuck? All right, Zaria, I'm not gonna fight because then you gonna win. I'm not gonna fight Zaria because she gonna win. You know, but it's hard to see, you know, it's hard to see, but at the same time, it's like, if it didn't work out with her and Jakeem, or her and Jakeem is not a thing, I could see myself opening up to Zaria because they're older now, you know, they're older now. You know, she's in her 20s now and stuff like that. I could see myself opening up. Kelly probably, it's also that I got to get the respect from Kelly. So it's like, you know, Kelly looked at me like a little brother or something. So she never looked at me like I was old enough or grown or something like that. You know, especially when it came to Monopoly. You talking about Monopoly? You want to play Monopoly with Kelly Barber? No, you don't. I don't care who you is. You don't want to play Monopoly with Kelly Barber, shorty. You gonna need a face mask, a helmet. You gonna need a whole football suit. All that, shorty. You gonna need all that. Because she gonna go crazy. She gonna spice stuff up. Oh my God. Now, what you doing? That little ass Baltic Avenue, you ain't going nowhere with that Baltic Avenue. You ain't even got a house on there, boy, laughing like you ain't got nothing on there. You ain't make nothing. Here, take that little 5,000. That was nothing. I got Park Place Boardwalk and I got Atlantic. Like, you ain't got, you know what I'm saying? And you in jail. Like, you know, so she crazy about the Monopoly. So you can't play Monopoly with her. But if Samak win every time, she going, oh, you cheating. You just think you all that, huh? You just think you the best thing. You think you the best thing happening because you won. Play again. See if she be crazy, boy. Like, Kelly Barber was really crazy at Monopoly. But it's funny because it's entertaining. But at the same time, Samak be just sitting there like, I mean, I just won. I mean, I just won because you just got to play the game. It's just, I just won. He just be trying to be calm and humble, but don't be trying to act like you calm and you cool. It's just like, it's between them two. So those were spicy moments, but in a way it was good memories in there, you know, good clean memories in between it. But yeah, you had some feelings and emotions too, but out of the whole thing, it didn't work out between them. I don't know why it didn't, but it didn't. And I felt like, damn, the fuck? That's how I felt when I found out that it didn't work out between them. But Zaria, yeah, I cared about Zaria. Like, you know, like Zaria growing up, Zymeria growing up. Zymeria, like, the last time I haven't seen Zymeria or Zaria or Jakeem since 2013. So when I saw, when I was online and saw the YouTube page, True Light B'Yaf Yah, or True Light House of Yah, when I saw the YouTube page, I'm like, oh, he doing the teachings on the YouTube or whatever, you know. So I tried to find out what the group was so I could join the group, but I found out that the group is exclusive. So I'm like, all right, well, it's exclusive. I can't really just join it or whatever. It wouldn't be right. And then, like I said, he could be feeling challenged and things like that or whatever. So I don't know. He could be afraid I could say something, or might say something and might get out of whatever. He might thinking of the old Naquab. But so I was like, fine, whatever. I'll leave it alone. And I just watch the YouTubes and I'll leave comments on under the YouTube pages. If I got something to say, I'll leave a comment. You know, so I started doing that. But I'm like, where's Zymeria at? I did not know who Zymeria was for like about 3 videos. I'm seeing a bunch of girls. I seen Israel still there. Israel is still there. I think his name is Israel. He's the Latino, and he had his daughter there with his wife at first, but she grew up. I'm like, oh, I can tell that that's Israel's wife. But I'm thinking Kanakia and Israel's daughter. I'm sorry, not Israel's wife, Israel's daughter. So Kanakia and Israel's daughter, I'm thinking that Kanakia is going to end up marrying Israel's daughter. But I'm like, but where's Zymeria at? But she's like the grown looking girl, right, with the hair. Right? Oh, that's Zymeria? Dang, she tall and grown looking and stuff. Like, dang, what the hell? I'm looking for like a medium-sized little girl. You know, I'm like, what the hell? She look grown as ever. Then Israel's daughter, like, dang, she look grown as ever. You know, I'm like, man. Then I seen Israel in one of the videos in the back. I'm like, oh, he's still there? So it's making me want to come back through and stuff, but it's like, We would have to have a brotherly talk about stuff. And the only talk it would be is my hat. Like, I feel like I need to wear my hat when I pray, when I talk about the Most High, to symbolize I'm covered. You know? And I can better explain it now. Even metaphysically, I can explain it metaphysically and spiritually now. But I feel like this is a talk that need to be had, because it was something petty, man. It's the same as his hair. Like, I could say, man, your hair too long, and he's like, man, you need to stop wearing a hat. You know, in the assembly, take your hat off. I'm like, I don't believe that. I gotta say, no, I have to keep my hat on. And I'm like, well, I don't believe that your hair should be that long. So if we just neutralize that and just deal with these small little differences of each other, I'm not going to hell for wearing a hat. That's how it could be taken with brothers. Like, you know, take your hat off when we praying and stuff. I'm like, nah, I gotta keep mine on. It could be taken as you going to hell. That's how the energy turns into, and you start clashing on the level. Like, damn, am I going to the kingdom of heaven still, or am I going to Gehenna? You know, for keeping my hat on. You know, feel like I keep my hat on. You know, and I can be like, well, I feel like your hair too long, but I'm not saying you're going to hell for your hair being too long. It's just too long, and the Most High would just have one thing about that with you. Do the Most High have a thing about me about wearing my hat? You know, I could just come up in the assembly and you could say, take your hat off, and then I put my tallit on, and then do the tallit prayer. And not to, you know, I could do the tallit prayer. Like, while you praying, I'm like, yeah, you got to pray to be. I can say certain things like that. Yeah, you pray, you put the tallit on. There's a prayer to put the tallit on and say them in the temple of the Most High, and things that I say, he know also. But it's like, but why would you be offended of the hit? We would have to squash that, because that should not be an issue about me wearing a head covering, a mitra, or any kind of head covering pertaining to a man, as to why I shouldn't be in assembly anymore. You know, I guess being his student, I guess he looked at it like I'm under his covering. But still, being under your covering, still, I've done man stuff. Like, I've been in war and stuff like that. So it's a lot of people with me, if you understand what I'm saying. It's a lot of people with me, so I should keep my head covered also. You know, I'm not just this guy coming off the street that never had any kind of discipline. I was in war and stuff. You know, I was around lieutenants, officers, captains, people from the Pentagon, you know, 4-star rear admirals. I've been in these people's faces and talking to these people's captains and all kind of stuff. People of high rank, grown men, you know, killers, Navy SEALs and stuff like that. So I can't just walk loose and stuff. So I'm just trying to help them understand without saying it. And I work directly for the Queen, Her Majesty, ever since 2004. I worked directly for Her Majesty and still do. But, you know, at that time, it was a mission to find the Torah, which is how I ended up finding him. It was the whole mission that the Queen wanted, is to bring the Torah back to the children of Israel, you know, to remove the curse from her so that she can make it and her son King Charles can make it, and they have a clean slate. And she did do that before she passed away through me, because I was the chosen one. That's how I ended up getting kicked out the Navy, because I was the chosen one. It wasn't that I really got kicked out because I was insubordinate or bad. It was a mission the whole time, and it still is a mission, you know, off the record mission. Whatever the case. So I ended up finding Aksamat, and every step of the way, that's what it was. But it's like having a home to go back to. You know, I feel like I would come there just because I know that I could have a good Shabbat there. I would have a good lesson and stuff like that. You know, and I wouldn't want to come without a job, right? I know that Spectrum is in North Carolina as well as here in California. But my mother's here, and I don't know my mother. My mother's a famous celebrity. My father's Tupac Shakur. So that's another situation that I'm dealing with, you know, because if I go back to North Carolina, I'm a celebrity. I'm a child of a celebrity. So it's going to be heavy eyes on me more than it was before. So that too. But if somebody's going to give me a wife, I will go there right now. Go there and have Kylie Jenner chase me down just so I can go get her. I don't care. The Kardashians will chase me down to North Carolina. I will do everything. You know, getting out of the way. Kylie's blowing missiles at me. I'm dodging missiles and stuff, getting out the way just to get to a wife. That's more important to me than anything. Is being married. You know, sacredly married. That's the last mission I have on earth, is to be sacredly married, to prove to the Most High. I wanted to prove to the Most High that I could do what he commanded man to do in this world, which is to be married, be fruitful, multiply, replenish the earth. How can I be How can I multiply or whatever the case if I don't have a wife? Be fruitful and multiply. You know, a man must leave his father and mother and become one flesh. A man child, a male and female child, fraternal twins, or whatever, a man and woman together as one complete being called man, must leave their father and mother and become one flesh. So that's the point of being here. And then we do work for the Most High. I'm just this man. I'm 50%. I'm more like 46% right now. I'm fucked up because the two wives I previously had ripped themselves apart from me, betrayed their vows. So now it's like I'm 46%, hanging on, ripped up, you know, because they ripped themselves apart trying to run from the vow. But if I'm given a wife, I can feel like I could be 100% again, and I can do what I need to do for the Most High. And then she can handle the sisters, and I can deal with the brothers, and I don't got to deal with all of the, you know what I'm saying? I ain't got to do all of this mess, man. But whatever the case, that's just kind of what I felt just looking at Zaria like that, because I felt like she was trying to call out to me like, I'm ready, Naquan. But it's more like, let me tell you what the elbow kiss meant first. It let you know that the elbow kiss didn't mean that at first. You know, it don't mean that at all, actually. And the other girl that the elbow kiss was for was Menshin, because she was in the similar situation as Zaria. You know, she didn't have any like friends or anything like that. So I gravitated towards her, and I showed her what the elbow kiss was. You know, so I was like, yeah, it's only one other person I do the elbow kiss with. She was like, who the other person? I never told her who the other person was. But I just said, like, the elbow kiss is not exclusive to you. So I had to let her know it's not just exclusive to her in the Philippines. But it's really supposed to be just exclusive to Zaria. I've never elbow kissed anybody else except Zaria. So I'm not cheating. Like, dang, don't look. You can say it's cheating, but it's not really cheating. But it should have stayed exclusive, but it's not. If you met Menshin, you would understand. Okay, she deserves a elbow kiss too, you know. But that's for Zaria to understand. But she's older now, so talking about marriage is something appropriate to talk about. Her being a Na'ara, you know, a young woman of marriageable age. She's a Na'ara. I think is she 20 yet? I don't know how old she is, but if she's not 20 yet, she's still a Na'ara. If she's 20, she's definitely an Ish. an Isha. She's definitely an Isha, a woman. But if she's not an Isha, she's still a Na'ara, a young woman of marriageable age. Until she turned 20. She's a woman. A woman. So yeah, she's looking older. Her voice all grizzly and stuff. Like, hey, you grizzly now and stuff? Okay. The vibration, I do like the way the grizzle vibration is getting to my brain. I don't like the mini skirt, but I understand what you're saying with the mini skirt. I can accept that. You know, it's like saying, like, what's the point if you don't have, what's the point? You know what I'm saying? Right, there's no point. As long as you have somebody that love you and somebody that you know that you can trust, and somebody that your mother, somebody that people trust around you, adults and stuff like that. Yeah. So I would not mind betrothing Zaria. I would marry her if that's the case. But I'm more looking at Jakeem, but I don't know what Jakeem got going on. So if that's what Kelly is trying to tell me, hey, look, I'm alone. I'm singular. You know, I got people like me. They would like to, women like me. Women would like to marry me, but none of them are brave enough or have enough trust in their heart enough to actually follow through to do it. So I don't know. I'm just like, I feel like I'm still single, because I can sit here and dance around, walk around all day while people watch me all day long and feel like they want to talk to me but still don't. Or I could talk to somebody that actually knows me in person already, that know what type of person I am already, and already trusts me. Zaria already trusts me. Zaria knows me. I didn't change. I just became more seasoned up in the Torah, but I'm still the same Naquan that will get up and clean your room. You know what I'm saying? Just like Tanika Jackson. When I first met her, the room was a mess. I cleaned her whole room. You know what I'm saying? So when Zaria Zaria cleaned the whole room, they could play weed, cooking food and stuff, really still the same brotherly Naquan, So I'm not anybody different. I just know more. My character's a little bit more seasoned now, and that's it. So I will leave that message for Kelly. I'm gonna make an edit now. I'm gonna make an edit and post it And so I'm just gonna like have that as my message towards Kelly, because I talk a lot, right? So I have a shorter message, and that shorter message is gonna be in the edit, you know. So with that said, shalom.